Good day, and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan Battle video. So in this video we are going to go up against the Potara stage of the Extreme Super Battle Road. In this stage, basically what we're going to do here is we're going to pair up the physical EZA Blue Vegito with the physical SS4 Vegito that we got from the Dragon Ball Heroes collaboration. And we're going to have them kind of roll as a pairing. We brought the West Kai along, not so much for her support because it's not going to apply to everyone on all the rotations. It will apply to some of them, obviously, like the Blue Vegitos, but we brought her along for the fact that she can kind of sit as a floater and can guard all attacks after taking the first one. So she's really solid defensively, and she'll provide some uptime on her buff to the rotation. Then, of course, we brought the Int LR alongside the Strength LR, so the two Angel Goku and Vegeta combinations, the SS Int one and the normal Strength one. They're going to be one of our pairings. And then we have the Tech Vegito, the Tech LR Vegito, who's going to sit as a floater until he transforms, whereby we'll usually try to link him up as best we can with the physical one. So yeah, that's the strategy here. Obviously the physical Vegito counters every attack and has decent mitigation defensively against normals. Then of course the physical Vegito, or the SS4 physical Vegito, he has the chance to evade super attacks, which is very good, and counter them, alongside the fact that he has good starting defense and provides numerous buffs to himself. And then of course the strength Angel, Goku and Vegeta have great defense with that 30% damage reduction, alongside their additional super attack ability. And then of course the Int is just a defensive stalwart. We can get his heal from turn 5 if we need in an emergency situation. So yeah, we should be more than fine defensively. It's just going to be a matter of making sure we get the output in terms of damage. But beyond that, we've got the West Kai. They're going to kind of sit as a floating support. And then we have Vegito, who's going to sit in this third slot to activate his 50% evasion chance, very similarly to Gogeta. And then that's going to help him out defensively. But yeah, in this first fight here, we are focusing down on the physical Veku, I believe that is. The reason we are focusing down on the physical Veku there, mainly just because we can. I know it sounds really silly, but the strength one, we don't have a lot of type advantage against him with a very heavily physical lineup. So we are going to kind of just focus on getting rid of that Veku and then try and boil down on the strength. I can't actually remember his name. I think it's Gokua. I think that's it. I don't know. But we're going to focus him down afterwards. We do have the physical Goasa and Zamasu on rotation. They are the final piece of our team. And they're going to be a floating support. They're just there to provide a seal. Of course, and also some defense for the entire rotation, 70%, so very solid. Plus they have a high chance of evading enemy attacks, which is obviously quite reliable in terms of getting them through some of these tougher stages. And once they apply their seal, it's really going to help with our heavily counter-based team. Some other units you could run here, obviously the AGL EZA Vegito is also very good. You could also run the you could maybe run the strength Kefla, but she's going to be quite difficult to run without the physical Kefla because of links, obviously. And physical Kefla is really not up to par for the stage just yet. She's solid, but she's not up to par. You could run the AGL World Tournament unit. The only problem I find with the AGL World Tournament unit is that when he is not the first attacker, or when he takes too many attacks before he attacks at that first slot, he can really take a lot of damage, which is not advised really. So we just need to be aware of that. But we do have the transformation here, which is going to heal up some health and allow us to deal out some really good damage and hopefully take out this target. So that's the first stage done. Obviously we're just going to move straight into the second one. Most of these fights are just 1 or 2 enemies, so bringing a sealer will be really good here. The reason we don't want to focus in on bringing a stunning unit, which I don't actually think there's that many in the Potara category, but the reason we don't want to bring a stunning unit like Candy Vegito, for example, is that stunning actually mitigates a large portion of the damage, especially that the physical EZA blue Vegito rotation can do. That Vegito there relies very heavily on countering the enemy and getting crits to significantly increase his damage output, so we're definitely going to want to focus in on that. We're going to just kind of go all in on removing this Int Gogeta. We don't have any AGL units that are massively threatened by the Gotenks, so we really want to focus in on the Int Gogeta and then kind of eliminate him before he can get some real big damage out onto our tech Vegito, who's probably our weakest defensive unit. And then, yeah, the reason we're not too worried about Weskai is, like I said, she may take a lot of damage on the first attack she takes, but as long as it's not a super, she's going to activate her guarding ability, which will allow her to effectively guard against the tech Gotenks, like as if she's an int unit, which obviously is quite helpful, but also just lowers a lot of the threat he contains. But as you can see, we're getting some really good damage off here. Physical SS4 Vegito is very good, very solid defensively, very nice damage output. His high level of evasion makes him really good. He's great for a grade 8 team, power team that you can run alongside the SS4 Gogeta. Obviously not in the stage, but just in general, they make a very powerful, very cool team. Which, yeah, I think a lot of people should really try out if they have the units. But yeah, so right here, we do have what I'd like to say is a very decent rotation. We're still going to focus in on the int, but what we're going to do is we are just going to allow our int Angel Goku and Angel Vegeta combo there deal as much damage as they can to Gotenks, because we're just going to maximize damage, since next turn we do have quite a solid rotation in terms of taking out the Gogeta. So we should be fine next turn, so we're just going to focus in on removing Gotenks here. We're also going to seal him up so that he can't super next turn, which will prevent us taking too much massive damage, so we should be more than fine. So yeah, everything's going really well so far. The team's really handling things quite well. We're in good control of the fights, and we don't have too much type disadvantage. So at this stage, I would say it's going very well so far, and I'm quite happy with how the team is handling this stage. Obviously, it's a bit unlucky that Gogeta is going to drop a super there, but because we have 2 items activated, we have the Princess Snake, that unit has very high defense. We still have the Whis from the turn before active. They're not going to take too much damage. They took double digits there, so really a best outcome scenario. The fact that we were able to essentially just dunk down on the Gogeta there. So this is a tricky situation in terms of whether to use an item or not. What we're going to do here is we are actually going to, because we have the defensive buff from the West Kai, we are going to take this turn with no items. And the reason for that being is, yes, Gotenks will hit Vegito very hard, but he's not hitting the SS4 too much. And like I said, he's going to hit Weskai very hard in the beginning. Probably will connect with her for close to 100k, if not more. But afterwards, she will guard his attacks. So as much as it's a risk, it's a calculated risk, because barring a unfortunate first time super, we should come out of this situation more than fine in terms of damage. And plus, it allows us to kind of store an item Potentially, yeah, there we go, 100k, and there we go. So she got the guard activated, so we all survive. Now we will be able to eliminate him. We have the int card that could go first slot, and then we have obviously the strength one that can transform. We can calculate like which one we want to put where, but the strength one should be able to take him out with the crits and the counters, but we can always also just go for the int one in the first slot, allow them to get a super off, and then allow the strength one to kind of go to work, and hopefully remove this go tanks. So we'll see exactly what we want to do here. Obviously we should be more than fine. I believe if we get the crit, which this card obviously has a 50% chance at critting built into its passive for the first 7 turns after transforming. So we should crit, and we should eliminate this go tanks, but you know, you never know whether luck will shine on you, and it does not. So we're going to take an unfortunate extra little bit of damage there, but we should kill him here. So it's not too bad. We could have maybe avoided the 70k, but beyond that, you know, we would have been fine. So yeah, really good second round there. Now moving into this final fight. So this final fight against Vegito is against a single Vegito, and he's AGL. So obviously we just need to be quite aware and quite careful of the fact that he can basically one-shot us if he hits our strength Vegito, especially after strength Vegito transforms. You will see me contemplating a Nurse Chi-Chi here, whether to go with that or just set up naturally with the Whis. I do eventually go with the Nurse Chi-Chi, or the Whis I should say, because my logic is that we need to see what kind of damage we're taking, and we really need to get the seal off. So we are going to just see how that goes, and to just assess the damage, because we do need to see how much damage we'll take. Otherwise, you know, you pop a Nurse Chi-Chi, you might take a super, you don't actually know how much damage Vegito's really putting out there. But we're getting crits, which is really good. Obviously crits are going to help chunk into this Vegito's health pool, which is absolutely massive, by the way. So we're going to need as many crits as possible, which obviously this team does bring across. Unfortunately, we're not getting too many multiple super attacks here. We are getting a second one. We could have got another 2 more, which obviously means we could have been a little bit higher up on the echelon, but that's a really good starting point with Vegito, sorry. And then we get the crit with the SS4 one as well, which is really good. And then we're going to get hit by the super here, so it's going to be interesting to see how much damage we take. So 200k. So yeah, very, very high amount of damage. Remember that SS4 Vegito raises his defense on his super, so it is quite a substantial amount of damage to take. But luckily we've got him sealed, so we can, oh my god, 61k on Gohasu and Zamasu, so if they don't evade, they're going to cost us quite a bit of damage. But we do have the seal, so we do have a lot more control now in terms of how we are going to tackle this fight. And these 2 units here with defensive reduction activated shouldn't have too much of a problem this turn. We will pop a Princess Snake just to heal up, and then hopefully get the Dokkan attack to heal up even further next turn. So it's kind of calculating to get a secondary heal 2 turns after this, which is why we're going to top up with the Princess Snake now, and see how things go from there. So yeah, but we're doing some decent damage. Obviously his health pool is very large. I do think we're going to transform into the Strength Vegeta and hopefully save the Nurse Chi-Chi for that, so that we can kind of eliminate the risk of damage, but also deal out a lot of damage with our counters, because I think that's going to be how we're going to have to take out this Vegeta. But yeah, Weskai is going to do a good chance. Remember, Weskai also buffs the amount of critical chance that Realm of the Gods allies have. So having it on rotation with, you know, either Tech Vegito or the physical Vegito is going to be good. We are going to move the physical Vegito onto the rotation now. The reason being is we just kind of want him to set up and work with this physical one, because now obviously he has type advantage. So yes, crits are important, but he just is going to deal out a lot more damage in general than the SS4 Vegito would to this AGL unit. Plus, with his top advantage on defense, he shouldn't be as fragile as he would have been at different forms in the fight. So yeah, overall, we're going to shift him onto the main rotation here and just see how he goes. But we're going to use our Dokkan attack, obviously, to get some damage, but also just to get that heal to come back next turn. So we're kind of hoping that he fires off his super attacks and all that. Obviously, we have a Nurse Chi-Chi active, so we shouldn't take too much damage. I mean, maybe if he connects with the super on SS4 Vegito, we'll take quite a bit of damage, but beyond that, I can't see it happening too badly. But yeah, really good turn damage-wise from Easy A Vegito. I think he's one of the crucial cards to this battle. He's just very, very solid. Great offensive output, you know, when units are attacking him a lot like this. Great defensive output as long as he doesn't take a super before he stacks defense or anything. So yeah, just a really, really good unit. One I suggest taking if you have, or one I suggest, you know, putting the orbs and the time in to awaken and invest in if you haven't already. He is just a really, really impressive option for you to use. So I mean, go ahead and use him if you have him. He's great for quite a few of these ESBRs. So yeah, definitely run him if you can. He's also useful for Realm of the Gods as well. So yeah, definitely one you want to keep in the back of your mind for those stages there. But so we've managed to get through to the next rotation. Obviously, we do need to be aware that Gowasu and Zamasu can take a substantial amount of damage here if they get hit with multiple attacks, as we saw from the first time. So we're going to hope that they get their dodges and obviously the seal off. If we take a super attack beforehand, we are going to be a little bit low on health, but that's okay. It is one of those things. Might actually be beneficial to us. I know it sounds weird, but it might actually be slightly beneficial to us to take this super. There we go. To take this super attack, because it's going to allow us to transform into Strength Vegito, get the heal, and hopefully start getting the crits to finish him off. But yeah, it's going to be a little bit close here at the end. Just because we're running out of items, obviously, and Vegeta is still quite high up on health. I mean, it doesn't look like a lot of health, but considering how big the health pool is, and how many crits and Dokkan attacks and attacks we've gotten to get him here to this turn 5, he's going to be quite beefed up. There we go. So hopefully we can get some really good damage this turn. We shouldn't have too many weaknesses. But it is still going to be quite close, even with the Icarus activated. This Vegito is still going to take quite a bit of damage. So we're going to kind of want to try and heal up with orbs where we can, because yeah, it's gonna get close. Let's put it that way. Yeah, yep, it's gonna get very close here. So yeah, we're just gonna count our lucky stars that we got some blue orbs there, because we are scratching it by the skin of our teeth, but we should be more than fine. Vegito will do quite a large chunk of damage, and then we do have the Tech Vegito still to follow it up, so we are good to go. And that's going to be it for the Potara ESBR. One of the more challenging ones for sure, but that's just due to the power of the Potara team, the high leader skills, and just the strength overall of the team. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. But until then, cheers, and stay safe, and let me know how you've been going with the latest ESBR. But bye!